So even though Downton Abbey, the grand finale was presented as the ultimate conclusion, the way it was written almost feels like it quietly left a window open for the possibility of season 7 or something similar down the line. That's what makes talking about it so interesting. For me personally, this show has been around for such a big part of my life that it almost feels like family. I still remember starting it back in school, mostly because I was excited to see Maggie Smith outside of Harry Potter. After the show's original run ended, we continued to watch it with my mother as a family tradition. And when it came back in 2019, it was like welcoming old friends home. The magnitude of its grand finale was precisely due to this sense of attachment. It was more than just the end of a story. It was the end of something that audiences had been looking forward to for nearly 15 years. It's bizarre that Downton Abbey has ended technically twice. The movie gave us a different ending after the series finale. Both leaned into emotional satisfaction, delivering characters who found peace, happiness, and the promise of moving forward. However, the movie's conclusion feels even more significant than the show's because it not only brings the storylines to a close, but also examines everything that made the show so beloved. It's as if Julian Fellowes and Simon Curtis wanted fans to feel closure while also being reminded of why they fell in love with Downton Abbey in the first place. Take Lady Mary, for example. She stands alone in the Great Hall at the conclusion of the finale, officially in charge of the estate, while the rest of her family begins to scatter toward their own futures. At first glance, that could have felt like a lonely and even somber image, especially for such a fiery character. But then the film does something unexpected. It brings back the loved ones who have passed away. Matthew, Sybil, and, of course, Violet, the Dowager Countess, appear all of a sudden in a happy room, alive in the story. They dance and laugh. That choice is powerful because it blends the past and present into a single farewell. It's like the film is saying, yes, time has moved on, but we carry these characters with us forever. For me, that was the emotional gut punch. I went in expecting to cry the whole time, but I was surprised to keep my composure until Matthew showed up. I was over it by the time Sybil glanced back over her shoulder after seeing him once more brought back memories. And so, while the title screams finale, the ending itself whispers, there's more to come. Fellowes seemed to want his fans to feel loved but not abandoned. Because of this balance, it's easy to imagine Mary having to navigate modernity, money, motherhood, and her place in society in season 7. Even though it might not be in the works yet, the ingredients are all there. Additionally, it's important to note that the creators haven't completely ruled it out. Gareth Neame even said he reserves the right to change his mind about the franchise's ending. That's not exactly a definitive no, so it's possible that we'll see a reboot or a continuation at some point. And if you think about it, television landscapes thrive on nostalgia now. Coming back to familiar worlds delights fans. And there is no denying that there would be interest given Downton Abbey's success over 6 seasons, 5 specials, and 3 movies. So, how would season 7 appear? Honestly, it could be even grander than anything we've seen so far, precisely because it would be the first chapter of a new era. Mary's story alone offers enough to carry a season, her fight to prove she belongs in high society despite being divorced, her efforts to secure the estate's finances, and maybe even new romantic possibilities if her heart ever heals again. Then you add Edith, Daisy, Anna, and the rest of the ensemble, each with fresh challenges that reflect changing times. This season would not be about something coming to an end, but rather about redefining what Downton Abbey means in a new world. Because it brought back everything we loved about Downton Abbey while also laying the groundwork for where it could go next, I believe the grand finale was not only a conclusion, but also a blueprint. Even if nothing ever comes, fans can hold on to this film as the perfect bow on the story. But if something does come, whether it's season 7, a spin-off, or a reboot, we'll all look back at this movie and realize it was the bridge. In the end, the grand finale provided us with closure, but not absolute or suffocating closure. It honored the past, gave the present its due, and hinted at a future. That's the kind of ending that doesn't just make you sad to say goodbye, it makes you hopeful that someday, the doors of Downton Abbey might swing open once again. The video for today has ended. We appreciate your viewing, and we hope to see you in the next one.